Fall Guys. Now, you probably saw the visuals for this game at some point and thought, what even is it?
It's Royale.
So I feel like everyone simultaneously loves and hates Battle Royale games in a kind of self-inflicted battle of competition insecurity. Like, I get it, these games make people mad. Dude! Devolver Digital recently released Fall Guys, a technically Battle Royale, which is surprisingly catching on like hotcakes. I had it for breakfast. You're a floppy little bean boy, and you run all around a series of harrowing mini-games to qualify past the masses and earn your crown as #1 Fall Dude. It's quite lovely. Everyone has their favorite map. Mine might be Seesaw. When it works! Hexagon is fine too, but it truly do be having the big hard though. He truly do be vibing though. It's such a fun and enjoyable concept that is, I feel, universally accessible. Even someone who's not the best has opportunities to shine if the right conditions are met. And even if you lose, it's happy-go-lucky all the way. Yeah, that's Fall Guys. I don't know, I like it, but I also tend to enjoy most things. I mean, come on, I also love Custom Robo for the Nintendo GameCube. Just kidding, that opinion is awesome, just like the game. You should play it. And check. But for some reason, I don't tend to think of Fall Guys exclusively as a Battle Royale game. And I think that has to do with how unique its art style and overall identity is. It definitely is one, but for some reason, it not being a first-person shooter legitimately helps its appeal. The novelty is so welcome, and I think that really helps with its popularity. See, there was PUBG, which I enjoyed, Fortnite, which I also enjoyed, even Tetris 99, which despite being the worst Tetris game, was also the best Tetris game in years. Why did I capitalize game? Even before that, there were ones I personally didn't play, like the mod for DayZ, you know? The mod for Arma 2, H1Z1 Battle Royale, a lot of zombie shit, Minecraft Hunger Games, and the victory screen of Super Meat Boy. Oh, you know, you can't forget the Darwin Project. If you're not familiar with that one, it's because it was eliminated from the genre pool for being stupid. With all these Battle Royale games, you know, you'd think only one's gonna come out on top. And my money's on Radical Heights. Oh, hang on one sec. Okay. I've been informed that game died 35 years ago. Like I mentioned, Fall Guys is a game. People play it. Maybe you. Definitely me. Fall Guys came out just in time for fall. I'm sorry, CJ wrote that one. So you might look at this game and say, wow, Wipeout. To which I'd say, strike, you're out, it's baseball. I'm sorry, CJ wrote that one. Nah, honestly, I'd probably look at you and say, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you because you're not entirely wrong, and also I'm gonna delete your comment and quit YouTube, but please leave one anyway, you know, just not one that's dissenting. So let's be real, the concept of fall on television is not new. In fact, there's even been movies. Like, putting people through bullshit on TV is a concept that most are absolutely not foreign to. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, Jamie, can you pull up that clip of me getting off to someone on Fear Factor's Disgust?
Open your mouth, look at me. 3, 2, 1, go.
You're a fool.
Whoa.
Speaking of foreign, you ever heard of Beat Takeshi? He's Japanese. He was, and still probably kind of is, the Japanese celebrity. He rose to prominence throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and is somehow still alive. He's a comedian, director, artist, actor, and most relevantly, a fucking game show host, baby. But you probably know him as a game director. Oh, I see. Hey, can we turn up the graphics on level 12? I can't hear shit. You might be aware of the seminal classic Takeshi's Challenge. It was a game for the Famicom that was really hard and stupid. Sometimes even at the same time. You know, it was in that JonTron video you all watched. But Takeshi's Challenge, or officially translated, The Ultimate Challenge from Beat Takeshi, was a game designed, spearheaded, it's unclear, by Takeshi Kitano, you know, the Japanese guy I mentioned a second ago. It was about some salaryman finding treasure or something. I don't know, man, I never played it. And you'd be beyond lucky to get anywhere near that far. But what most people don't know is that it was also originally going to just be an adaptation of Takeshi's Castle, a game show spearheaded by ya boy. No, not me. Okay, maybe a little bit by me. But mostly by Takeshi. What did I do? Nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you won't find that on my IMDb. And for good reason. I don't have one. Imagine 100 random people galloping across a field into the horizon. This nimble flock taking their destiny by the horns. In the haze of their maneuvers, at the edge of their sight, what do they see? That's right, a castle. But before them, deadly challenges. Okay, probably not deadly, but there had to have been a medic on site. Look at this dude hit his fucking face. This is my favorite thing. I curl up in terror watching this stuff, though I can't look away. I couldn't tell you how many times I replayed this guy flipping on these rocks. What an asshole. Now again, here's where you might be tempted to make Wipeout comparisons, but I beg of you, please spare me. This guy tried so hard and fucked so bad, and the announcer is all like, yeah, did that suck? Did that feel bad? Losing how you did? Yeah, it's like, how do you think it feels, man? Goddamn exhilarating. Oh yeah, this is General Tani, played by Hayato Tani. He's like the leader of the quote-unquote insurgents. You know, he essentially led the contestants through the challenges because he wanted to take over the castle. I mean, Takeshi, bless him, he's certainly trying. Takeshi sits atop his castle while the peons below suffer for his amusement. Actually, you know what? He's really anything but amused. They're attacking the castle! Dig the moat! Bring up the drawbridge! Ready the archers! There literally are people who throw rocks down the hill leading up to the castle. Like, what? The show actually has some pretty fun dynamics. Whenever the first contestant beats an obstacle, Takeshi, other than hitting his workers, laments the fact that they made it just that much closer to his impenetrable base, but then his assistant, played initially by Saburo Ishikawa, leads him over to a model display of the next challenge, usually providing color commentary. It's so fun and just kind of silly. In the one that very clearly demonstrates the contestants swinging across from one side to the next, they both joke about how it looks like it's instead just a dude being hanged to scare everyone off, like, Takeshi's Castle would grow and change as the show went on. I'm mostly referencing the first episode here, but even this early on, it's clear it was a huge inspiration to the concept of Fall Guys. But basically, it was the first true battle royale. 14 years before even the movie that everyone cites as the source of the phenomenon was released. Wait a minute. What is he doing here? That's Takeshi! What's he doing in Battle Royale, the movie? That is a conflict of interest, sir. 100 blokes, trying, some crying, most flying, and me dying of laughter, that is. But only the best of the best quality, or as I like to say, the BBQ, make it through. I can't imagine what it must have been like for these guys. Probably something like Wipeout. Like, look, this guy's a bus driver and says he has to go back to work tomorrow. Look at him fall, dumbass. What if my Fall Guy told me he had to go back to work tomorrow? I want to play tomorrow. What does he even do? Now I'm just picturing my Fall Guy doing someone else's taxes. He told me he's got to get back to Smash Brothers. That's fine, I'll just play Radical Heights. Oh, what? Dude, what happened? Last time I played this game on May 13th, 2018, it worked just fine. I liked the bike mechanic. You guys remember the bike mechanic? Yeah, me neither. Except in Fall Guys game, you play as a boy and his blob if it grew arms and legs and died. So it's very different. But here's how it's the same. There is so much Takeshi's Castle in this shit, they ain't even hiding it. It's extremely evident. And I mean, you can argue that some of these are mostly just concepts that are easy to come up with on your own because they're so ingrained in our psyches, but with context, I feel like it's undeniable. Like the Fall Guys minigames, sure they might come from basic tropes, but if we're honest, most of these tropes were absolutely started by Takeshi's Castle. So we have rocks rolling down towards contestants, like in Boulder Dash, Avalanche, and Runaway Rockaway, which clearly inspired sections of Fall Mountain and Dizzy Heights, and is basically the entire idea behind Fruit Shoot. Except it's, you know, in that case, delicious fruit. And I love delicious fruit. No honeydew in sight. You are still unequivocally trash. Again, I didn't feel like risking my health to get a honeydew for that joke, so I still didn't. But one day. We have Knock Knock, where there are multiple fake doors but only one real one, which is nearly identical to DoorDash, but also happens to remind me of Gate Crash, but also kinda not at all. High Rollers definitely was the main source for the beginning of Hit Parade, as well as Rollout if you think about it, and even some parts of Slime Climb. But, I mean, you know, mostly just because cylinders. And also, just so you know, I'm kind of an expert at Slime Climb by now. I even came in first once. It was awesome. This game rocks. And speaking of rocks, or stones rather, skipping stones might skip my bones, but Seesaw is comparable. I mean, I just feel like slipping around on loose stones is too similar to Seesaw's fucking your entire shit up when you're just trying to climb the goddamn thing.
Come on over here. Come on over here. Now you flip me off. Come on, coward.
I've almost never been hit by the swinging balls in Hit Parade, but you can trust that when I finally was, I was upset. Yeah, that's basically what Home Run was, except those were people not in a video game, so I imagine it was much harder, and also that some of them probably got hurt. I feel like, and you can quote me on this, that Takeshi's Castle had to have started the weird Japanese game show stereotype that you see everywhere. Now, let me be clear. I have not researched enough to make any definitive claims. but you can definitely quote me on this. I dare you. Seriously though, when you see games like Corn Cob Trip, where people held onto a giant corn as it spins, trying to hold on for dear life, Dino Ride, where, true to the title, they rode on a dinosaur as a pink bat moves across the room on a wire as they tried to shoot it with water, The Gauntlet, which, do I really have to describe? Final Fall, where you just jump into one of many pits and pray to God there isn't a fucking demon inside. Giant Maze, which is just a giant wooden maze in Kyoto, and the Honeycomb Maze, or Square Maze, where supposed trained professionals are waiting to try and catch and kill the insurgents. Takeshi supported this. Nintendo? Cancel this man. So honestly, I have high hopes for any upcoming minigames in Fall Guys, especially with all the medieval looking type stuff that was just shown. Season 2 looks radical. Did I ever mention you can customize your guy in Fall Guys? Because you can. There are lots of options. I like doing it up as Blue Spider-Man. I've only got about 4-ish wins or so, and I've been wearing this skin for every one of them. Winner, winner, make me dinner. Yeah. I'm sorry, CJ wrote that one. I love how fast the Battle Pass functions. It really feels like you make significant progress with even just every single game you play. Unlocking cute costumes is super fun, and sometimes just knowing that you're beating out 39 other people feels so good. And that's all you need. So that's how Takeshi's Challenge inspired Fall Guys. But hey, if you don't believe me, just listen to the actual developers, specifically Joe Walsh, the lead designer.
I'd spent a lot of time watching Takeshi's Castle when I was younger. You never quite know what combination of weird, insane rounds you're gonna get.
And it wasn't even the only show that inspired Fall Guys. Apparently, according to Joe, the long-running British games show It's a Knockout was the inspiration for the way the characters run and flop around, as if they're people in big, unwieldy suits like those on the show.
I had seen a little bit of It's a Knockout. That was one of the things we looked at when we were talking about how the characters need to act. There are some It's a Knockout rounds where they're dressed in these huge waddling costumes. Well, I was like, that's what it should feel like to play the game.
But that wouldn't have meant a thing if Takeshi's Castle wasn't around to inspire the core game concepts. If it was only inspired by It's a Knockout, we'd have our Fall Guys carrying buckets of water. Yeah, that'd sure be fun, huh? And you know what's interesting? This wasn't even the first time Takeshi's Castle's concepts came to the West. Yes, including Wipeout. It was licensed and dubbed by RC Entertainment and aired on Spike TV as MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, and was extremely Americanized. In a very extreme way.
What are these people running from?
They're not. They're running to the world's toughest competition in town, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Kenny, you don't seem to be really testing your suit. There you are, now.
I was screaming for dramatic effect.
They renamed all the characters. Takeshi became Vic Romano, and his assistant was Kenny Blankenship.
I'm Vic Romano, and of course, sitting next to me as always is Kenny Blankenship.
It very weirdly had most spoken cultural references completely taken out and replaced with mostly surprisingly clever sexual innuendo.
And here's Rhonda Merkin. She and some girlfriends invented a rug recycling machine called the Carpet Muncher.
Oh, and he takes a full load from Herbie. He doesn't know whether to scream or smile.
Let's meet some of the meat handlers. How many of you jerk your meat?
Oh, all time.
Well, it looks like the blue veiner stiffened up and couldn't stick it out. Firmly grip the head of the shaft and go from one end to the other without getting sprayed.
Like, dude, that one's really good. I wish I could make sex as funny as that. In MXC, they also give, every contestant an insane backstory.
Vicky Sue Gonzalez, a turkey jerker from Jackson Hole. Oh! She's down hard. And here's Rob Tussin. He was very impressive in the warm-ups. And
Oh, God, he's still going. Oh, he must be feeling really stupid.
I don't think he's feeling anything from the neck down, Ken.
Call me Stubby.
And here's Logan Plant. He's from Encino, California. He's an unemployable porn actor.
So, what are you going to do to get more work?
Well, I'm working on my gag reflex. Here, let me show you.
Seriously, I highly recommend Takeshi's Castle, but even as much as I do that, I equally recommend MXC. But do keep in mind, because it was Spike TV in the early 2000s, and it was an American dubbing of a Japanese show, there is, every now and then, a little bit of racism. And you know how it is, every now and then a few other isms too. Things can get a little spicy sometimes, but I don't say that to dissuade anyone, I just think you should know that going in. They're so different, but also basically the same. I can't describe it, I can't do it justice. You gotta see this shit for yourself, man. It's near incomprehensible. Or, you know, you could just play Fall Guys. Other than the funny, it'll basically give you everything you need to know. It's fitting that you earn a crown, because there can only be one true king of the Battle Royale genre. If I ever meet a Fall Guy in real life, hey, you dropped this. I feel like I can only focus on one Battle Royale game at a time. I mean, I'm glad it's this one right now, but it's just all too much. Makes me sick. I'm sorry. Jake wrote that one.